Okay guys, please watch the first portion of the video first. This is second portion. I have one more question I want to explain to you. Graph y equal to 1/2 sine x minus pi half. Well, this question is easier than previous two questions I explained to you. Why? When you read the phase shift, can you just read as pi over 2 as a phase shift? Yes. Why? Look at the coefficient of x. It's 1. So there's no factoring anything. Phase shift, you can just read that as pi over 2, positive pi over 2, which is the same as moving right by pi over 2. That's what be a phase shift. Amplitude is the absolute value of A. Amplitude will be 1/2. And period is 2 pi over absolute value of B. B value here is a coefficient of 1, which is just 1, which is 2 pi. Okay. Period is 2 pi. You need to calculate one tick mark. One tick mark is period divided by 4, which is pi half. How do we graph this? Again, when you try to graph the trigonometry with the phase shift in it, I strongly recommend you to start with graph without phase shift. So try to start with graphing this one, and you can apply the phase shift from there. So I will say 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So amplitude is 1/2, so it's 0.5. So you go up by 0.5, down by 0.5, and fourth tick mark is a period. Period is 2 pi, so you write down 2 pi. And one tick mark was pi half, so 1 pi half, 2 pi half, 3 pi half, 4 pi half. So 4 pi half simplifies 2 pi. 1 pi half is pi half. 2 pi half is pi. 3 pi half, 3 pi half. And this was a sine function. So you start from the middle, maximum, middle, minimum, middle, connect them nicely, you are done if there was no phase shift. This is the one we need to graph, which has a phase shift. So we have to move right by pi over 2. So all those points, x coordinate, we have to add by pi over 2 because the graph has to move right by pi over 2. So those x coordinate of a point, this is x coordinate was 0. So you will have to add by pi over 2, add by pi over 2, add pi over 2, add pi over 2, add pi over 2. So if you add it, that's going to be pi over 2. This is going to be 2 pi over 2, which is pi. This will become 3 pi over 2, which is 3 pi over 2. And that will become 4 pi over 2, which is 2 pi. And this will become 5 pi over 2. Okay, again, in this question, one tick mark length happened to be pi over 2, and that's a phase shift we need to move by. So graphing wise, all you have to move is just move one tick mark to the right. So that was 5 pi over 2. So this point move one tick mark to the right. This point move one tick mark to the right. 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 And this is the points. You do need to write down the coordinates. Here, 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 here. That was pi half, pi, 3 pi half, 2 pi, 5 pi half, That's middle, 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 0, 0, 0. Maximum was what? 1 over 2. Minimum was minus 1 over 2. So I gave you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. All that here are your coordinates you have to plot on the outlets. Okay, guys, that will be our last lesson this semester. Bye.